All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, told me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim preaching his word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. Peace and salutations to the Akim and the Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy. And I was watching one of the elder brothers out in Vegas. I believe his name was Karataza, and he was touching on how the National Guard is being deployed in Los Angeles. If you don't know, amid the wildfires, because they're pushing the narrative of looting, of people are looting the houses while these wildfires are going on, and not to mention that there's fires going on in different cities, different parts of LA. You know, I believe there's about 7 or 8 fires going on at the same time. And to be honest, I did a video on it, but now that I got more information, I'm doing another video. And those fires are most likely man-made, made from dew. You know, matter of fact, let me look it up. Yeah, and you see dew. Directed energy weapons are weapons that are concentrated electromagnetic energy to damage and destroy targets. They can be used to target personnel, vehicles, missiles, and optical devices. Yeah, so does Esau add his tricks again? I got this video I want to play, and then I get a couple of scriptures, and Lord's willing, this will be edifying. You know, from what I understand, they're pushing the narrative that that people are looting houses and stores over there in LA, in those towns. But I find that hard to believe because you know, well, who in their right mind would put themselves in physical danger just for some cheap material possessions, you know? And, you know, the story's not adding up. It seems fishy, but I was listening to the elder brother Karatazai, and he was making perfect sense that that he was saying that, you know, that since they deployed the National Guard, they're going to stop Jake, and you know, and they're going to use lethal force, because you know they passed that DOD directive 5240.01, where the military can use lethal force on the U.S. citizens. You know, so things is looking fishy. Like I said before, and you know you can't trust Esau. Like it tells you in Sirach, the 12th chapter, never trust thine enemy. You know, and this also goes with Micah chapter, the 2nd chapter. You know, woe unto you that devise iniquity upon your beds, and in the morning you practice it because it's in the power of their hand to do so. Roughly paraphrasing. Where they covet fields and then they take them by violence. You know, Esau's going to just strong arm the people and take what he wants, just like he did with America, just like he did with the whole world, basically. You know, he did that with Asia and Europe, or Western Asia, as Elder Malcolm would be saying. Did that with Australia, you know, did that with Africa. Like, whenever he wants something, he devises a plan, a sinister plot, and then to destroy the people and take it over and its resources. So anyway, without any further ado, let me play this video.
Vasquez, live for us at the Ontario airport where the National Guard is about to deploy. Alex.
Michael, what you're looking at here is the base, actually, located just south of the 10 freeway along Grove. This is the National Guard base that's located out here in the Inland Empire. And I just saw about maybe 15 of these vehicles, these Humvees and different vehicles, basically getting a line as they're going to start a convoy. Now, I spoke to a couple of the National Guardsmen off camera, and they told me that they couldn't give me much information, that they were just being deployed out to the fires, and they were there to provide much-needed security. So right now, we're taking a look at it as they're kind of lining up here. They're getting ready to just get on their way out in that direction towards the fires. One can imagine that at least some of them are going to be going to Altadena, because I was in those neighborhoods yesterday covering the fires, and I can tell you that a lot of residents were easily getting back into the neighborhoods because there just wasn't enough law enforcement and roadblocks to kind of keep everybody out. There's a lot of windy roads up in those areas and a lot of ways in and out just from the side roads. So the National Guard has been deployed out here before. The last mountain fire that I covered out here in Mount Baldy, they were the first line of defense. They were the ones that set up the roadblock, kept people that didn't belong in those areas out of the areas. Even us as media, they made sure they checked our credentials. They asked where we were going to be at, where we were going. They even took a look inside my news van when I went up to cover that fire. They wanted to check the back of it, see what was with me, who was with me. So this is kind of what one can imagine is going to take place here. The National Guard being deployed here out of Ontario isn't something that we haven't seen before, but it's definitely something that we don't always see when fires occur, especially out here in the Inland Empire or along the foothills. It just seems like something that's definitely necessary in the Altadena area for sure. So that's where it looks like they're getting ready to just take off and head in that direction.
Alex, are these local guys? I mean, you've got a couple of bases they could have been flown into, either March or maybe even Ontario Airport. And are they the Air National Guard or the Army?
It's the Army National Guard from what I've seen so far, and that's an excellent question, Colleen. You know, a lot of these, especially reserves, are out of the area, and a lot of them actually live in Colorado. The last time I was at the fire up in Mount Baldy, which was just a few months ago, some of those were from the Colorado area, Wyoming. So it's not unusual to see that they are flown in to help cover the areas, but I haven't had a chance to talk to them too much. They were in a relatively kind of in a hurry, just getting their equipment together. They did ask me, they said, hey, we haven't been up there. We've seen the images on TV. How bad is it? And I just, you know, the one thing I told them is keep your mask on because the air quality up there is really bad. But these guys are trained for everything. You know, we've seen them in other natural disasters, floods around, you know, across the country and stuff. And I've done stories here where some of these guys, the local guys, have gone to cover different hurricanes and different disasters, natural disasters around the country. So they're trained, well equipped to get in there and provide security. And as what you're seeing here is just the convoy is still getting ready to deploy. They should be leaving here shortly.
Yeah, you see the title of the video, California National Guard deploys to Los Angeles area wildfires to combat looting. And you know that's strictly for Jake, man. That's how it's looking. You know, Esau coming down with great wrath because he knows that he have but a short time. You know, if you're a so-called black or brown person and you get caught in that area while National Guard is making their rounds, they're gonna quite. And you happen to be a U.S. citizen, they can still use lethal force. I just got a feeling that when you filter it through the scriptures, this could be the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble.
All right. Really quickly before we let you go, Alex, any idea on numbers? What are we talking here? We heard earlier from officials of 400 have been requested.
Michael, from what I've seen here, it's at least 150. There was quite a bit. They had a meeting in the back here, and I was able to there's a park that's adjacent to it, so I got a good vantage point of what they were kind of doing. They had a map, and you could tell that they were going over certain precautions. One specific soldier here had his fire shelter. He was kind of looking at it and making sure that he knew how to deploy it, looked like. So they're probably receiving some last-minute instructions and probably just some sense of direction, because a lot of these guys, like Colleen mentioned, they may not be from this area. They may not know what wildfire is like here in Southern California, especially these winds. I'm here in Ontario right now, and as you can see, it's blowing out here too. So one can just picture that up near the fire area, the winds are still going to be very, very gusty. So I think it was just receiving some last minute instructions, but there is a high number of them. Here they go right now. Actually, it looks like they're going to be pulling out right now. So we'll get a better look here of how many are coming out.
All right, Alex Vasquez reporting for us out there right now. Keep in mind, they are here to support fire personnel and law enforcement, and to that end, their description of duties was going to be, just as Alex mentioned, checking IDs and putting up roadblocks and handling checkpoints. So that frees up fire personnel and law enforcement to take care of all the other duties that they have with these fires. And yes, they will be going to Altadena, but we also understand they'll be going to the Palisades fire and any other place they will be needed.
Yeah, so, and I got another video I want to show. Everything just seems fishy, man. I want to play this video.
Cali back in 2018. And there goes the new narrative. I'm going to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And peace, blessings, and salutations unto the fully elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth. So now, this is what they're pushing in the media, that you got looters that are running into these areas that are being evacuated. That's in risk of being burned, which it wouldn't make any sense, if you're trying to go and loot and take certain material possessions when you know that you are in reach of danger. All right, because these fires, they're spreading all over, and they're spreading quickly. There's like 8 different fires in different areas. All right, and that's not normal at all. That's not a natural. We know that this is not a natural fire. All right, more than likely due. All right, which when this first started, anybody could have guessed it.
And you know what "do" means, because we already looked it up.
This is exactly what they did in Hawaii. It's what they did, and was at Thousand Oaks, Cali, back in 2018, and different other similar circumstances. So now the narrative is you got people in these neighborhoods that are actually looting material possessions in these areas. And they're not showing, anybody faces. People that they're saying is getting caught and arrested. They're not showing anyone. They even putting a narrative out there that you got some cartels that are going from house to house, taking stuff. But if you got common sense, this is more bullshit that they're, feeding to the public, because I'm pretty sure, especially with the timing, that they're going to use the National Guard, all right, to assist with this whole situation. If you didn't know, yeah, they're deploying the National Guard, and
yeah, and you seen the video I just showed. Them guys is on the move already. They already said that they going to Palisades and that other town. I forget the name of it right now, but it's definitely going down. Let's listen to a little bit more.
I'm sure that they're probably going to use lethal force if they need to. If they catch certain people who they feel shouldn't be in the area, i.e., if you're a so-called Negro, or especially a so-called Hispanic, and they suspect you of being a immigrant, even if you have citizenship, it might be dangerous for you if you get caught in these areas. So they might take some people out. All right, this devil, he's moving real diabolical right now, as it is written, Revelation 12:12. For the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right, so this is the right narrative to put out there. So if when they bring the National Guard out, if they happen to start taking people out, then this is the narrative that they're gonna go with. All right, the justification. So anyway,
yeah, you see that? Let me get a couple of precepts and I'll just shut it down. So we're definitely gonna get that Revelation 12:12, because that's what it's looking like. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Yeah, and the devil is it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about his physical counterpart, which is Esau, the so-called white man. Even when I saw the video of the fires, it reminded me of Maui, of Hawaii rather, or Maui, whichever one. It reminded me of that. And then come to find out, when I was listening to a video, let's get the book of Psalms, chapter 10. I was listening to a video about the wildfires, and come to find out, a little bit of some information came out that they want to make LA a smart city in 2028, by 2028. And they said, and from what I understand, there's not enough water to put the fires out. Like, the fire hydrants were dry. And that's weird. And then come to find out, a Jewish couple owns about 60% of California's water. I was watching one of GMS Vegas sit downs videos, as you seen the title in the video that I was just showing. You should subscribe and be edified. It has very informative videos and very informative epistles. But yeah, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2, and you read the subhead, and it says, "A prayer for the overthrow of the wicked." It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices they have imagined, that they have imagined." with all of this weapons of mass destruction, with their with with their not with their military, the chemical warfare, the biochemical warfare. Verse 3, that's just a few of the devices that they have imagined. Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is not in all his thoughts. And you can see it. He's not even thinking. Esau doesn't think about the Most High. He moves like he is the Most High. Pursuant to the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, and Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Verse 5 says, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. And this is what Esau does. This is the MO of Esau. He puffeth at his enemies, especially the Israelites. He's been getting away with wickedness for centuries. He hasn't gotten judged just yet, but it's coming around. But as soon as, how do you say it? As soon as he goes to make his move on the elect, the Lord's going to lift up a standard against him, like it says in the book of Isaiah, the 59th chapter. And even though he's definitely trying to take the houses and take the people's land from them, so he can build that smart city. That's what it's looking like. But the Lord got different plans for him. And just like Karatazar said, you can see the bullshit narrative that they're trying to spin. Talking about people are looting during wildfires, so-called wildfires. But anyway, this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 19. And it reads, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Skipping down to verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And when you look up that word wicked, and the fact we'll just do it for edification purposes. That word wicked is amal. And it means laborer, sufferer, laborer, workman. Yeah, so in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. And straits is the position of difficulty that he's going to be in when he tries to crown his enterprise a success. And like I said, all the laborers, every hand of the laborers is going to be upon him. They're going to snatch this man out of his power ship seat. Let me see if I could get another precept. It's the book of Job, staying in Job, this is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. And it reads, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Yeah, and Esau is being very crafty with this as deploying of the National Guard and uh and having these quote unquote these so-called wildfires coming in and and when you do more research, the the insurance companies canceled the people's insurance about, I believe it was 3 to 4 months before these fires took place. So not only are these people out of a home, they don't have any insurance, so they can't be reimbursed for any damages. You know, just like just like the people in North Carolina, they didn't have any flood insurance, and then it flooded in the mountains. That's why if you have resources in your land, you better hope. Well, if you have not you better hope, but if you have resources in your land and Esau knows about it, he's going to do whatever it takes in his own wicked, sadistic, twisted mind to confiscate those resources without paying you or compensating you. And that's the truth. Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. So the most high is going to bring this man down. Eventually, we just have to have faith and patience. But to all but to all the Jakes, all the Israelites out there, you better watch this devil. Keep your head on the swivel and be circumspect. There's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15 and 16. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And we are in some perilous times, man. You look up the word perilous, it means fierce, harsh, savage. We're in some savage times, man. The devil coming down with wrath, great wrath, because he knows that they have but a short time. And he walketh like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. So be sober, be vigilant, constantly pray, look up the news, fast. Get your mind right and prepared for what this devil is going to bring. So the Lord's will, you was edified. And until next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.